How has Watson changed? Watson has changed a lot since 1850 when it first started. People used one trap back then. There wasn't many rules. You could go on Sundays year-round and had no trap on it. Fish as many as you could handle, said Indigo, who spent 82 years on the water. Back in the day, a license cost $1. Now it is hundreds. Hooks, the rope used to break easy. Now it is nylon and tough. Wine bottles was used as potholes. Now we use sponge X or cans. We use electronics for navigation, not just a compass. A lot more people are offshore and fish year-round than ever before. Back in the day, lobsters washed up on shore. The bay didn't have as many fishermen as today. The bays are plastered. Maine is the largest producer in the nation. Lobsters is transported all over the world from our small island. If the water continues to warm up, lobsters will not stay here. Glaciers in Greenland are melting, which is causing this problem. These are a few changes. I hope my future will include lobstering.
Amelia Earhart was born on July 24th, 1897. She flew airplanes. She was the first woman to fly airplanes because her father took her to an air show, and she loved it. Then, she wanted to be a pilot. She enjoyed flying. Amelia fell in love with flying. She was glad that she was a pilot. She was a famous pilot. She had to wear dresses.
Bessie Coleman lived in the 1920s. She flew planes. She was a pilot. She was an African American. She was the first African American woman to fly a plane. She was history.
The end.
As a child, Audubon loved birds. He studied birds and drew pictures of them. Audubon sketched. He knew that he only had a second to watch the bird because if the bird spotted him or didn't like the place, it would fly away.
John James Audubon, he drew and wrote about birds. He liked them very much. He went to many places in the world to find different kinds of birds. He loved watching birds. He was born in April 26, 1785. He died in 1885. He lived in France. His dad put him on a ship because the young man at that time had to go to war. His dad sent him to America so he didn't have to go to war. John wondered if he would ever see his father again. John wrote better than most boys. He loved watching birds. He wondered if the birds would come back next summer. He went home to draw sketches. John James became a great painter of birds. People enjoyed his artwork.
The end.
The end.
Chinese pirate ships were called junks. Ships that look like a duck can ram through other ships. You're going to learn about pirates flying ships, Blackbeard, and villains. Pirates are robbers. They steal all types of good things. Pirates attack a lot. Pirates love gold. They get the gold from the bottom of the sea. They send divers down to get the gold. Sometimes they bring chickens along so they can butcher them to eat them with a lot of other meals. There are a lot of pirate flags. Blackbeard's flag has a devil with a spear stabbing a heart. The Chinese junk boat is half good and half bad. The good thing is that the captain gets to sleep in a nice cabin. The bad thing is that the crew has to sleep below the deck. Blackbeard was the best pirate in the world. Viking pirate ships are very long. They used to sail the sea. There are a lot of pirate longboats back then. Viking pirate ships have a dragon head on the bow. I chose this topic because I love pirates and ships. My favorite pirate is Blackbeard. The pirates were here a long time ago. And villains were, too. Once the pirates got in a fight with villains, and then the pirate ship cracked, and that's what pirates do.
Introduction. Sacagawea was born in 1790. Why we honor Sacagawea is because she was the strong, intelligent woman who helped the Lewis and Clark expedition. What Sacagawea collected for wonderful food was berries, seeds, acorns, and also grasshoppers. Sadly, Sacagawea also got kidnapped when she was 10 years old. Sacagawea was about 15 when she got married to Toussaint Chumanu. He also was a French-Canadian fur trader. She traded her fur for beads, silver, and also cloth. Sacagawea prepared for a baby. Children played with dolls, toy bows, and clay. They competed in a ball game. Children had sleds made out of buffalo ribs. When Sacagawea had her lovely baby on February 1805, his name was Jean-Baptiste. His nickname was Pommy. Some children went to school. Most young people were taught by toddlers. Also at home, Sacagawea taught people languages that they couldn't understand. Lewis and Clark hired Chubano, Sacagawea's husband, as an interpreter. Sadly, historians believe she died in her 20s in South Dakota. Some other people believe she lived into her 80s and died in Wilmington. Maria Tallchief was the first Native American ballerina. Maria Tallchief was born on January 24, 1925 in Oklahoma. Her dream was to be a ballerina one day. First, Maria Tallchief performed at the White House in 1764. Also, people thought that Maria Tallchief wasn't going to be a terrific dancer because she was a Native American. However, she was an amazing dancer. Maria Tallchief moved to New York after high school to follow her dance dream. She took piano lessons and dance lessons. She stopped doing piano lessons and just did dance lessons. Maria Tallchief did a dance nature theme, which was beautiful because it was winter themed. Sadly, Maria Tallchief died on April 11, 2013 in Chicago. She had a successful career and the first Native American ballerina was born.
Jane Goodall was the watcher. She watched animals and wrote about them. Jane Goodall is famous for saving chimps. In the dark forest, people were hunting and shooting chimps. Chimps were going to last. At age 18, Jane went to high school. For a long time, the chimps were afraid of Jane. One day, Jane saw a chimp eating meat and was sharing it. Suddenly, Jane hid behind a bush, and she saw a chimp with his friend, and took a stick and got a turn bite and ate it. Finally, Jane Goodall went and left everything and studied different species. 50 years have went to the past, and she still works hard, but she will never forget the chimps. Then she went home. I chose Jane Goodall because she saved chimps. There are more than 1 billion people riding bicycles. The design of bicycles changed. People started building bicycles in the 1800s. Carl built the first bicycle in 1817. In the year following, inventors made many changes to the bicycle. During the 1860s, two French inventors made pedals that made their front wheel control. The ordinary bike had a big wheel in the front and a small wheel in the back. The ordinary moved faster than earlier bikes. John changed the bicycles in 1885. The ordinary was dangerous. The safety bike was not as dangerous as both the wheels are the same size. Bicycles' design have changed over the years.
Elizabeth Blackwell was the first woman doctor, and she was a professor in medical school. First, a friend of hers died of cancer and said she would have suffered less if she had a woman doctor. Elizabeth was born into a family of abolitionists and was accepted into medical college. She had to sit in the back behind the male students, and she couldn't interact with the professor. It was hard for her, but in 1849, she walked the stage of graduation and became Elizabeth Blackwell, MD, Doctor of Medicine. One day, she was caring for a baby, which had an infection in his eye, and some water spilled on her face, and she too became infected, so she could not become a surgeon anymore. Also, in 1854, she adopted Catherine Bailey, known as Kitty. They cherished each other until Elizabeth's death. By the time she died, there were 7,400 women doctors. She is clever. Without her, there would be no women doctors. The end.